first thing you have to talk about is Obsession.
Yes.
That is the greatest horror movie I've ever watched. I think personally.
Yep, that is, and it's interesting. We'll just see. It's like I want to go rewatch it, but I really don't.
I kind of want to rewatch it.
Well, and it's like I will say this. I think I've realized this in myself. I've hurt my experience with other movies, not eating any food beforehand, especially like bloody, gory, R-rated, or even just horror stuff.
Yeah,
because you already feel physically sick.
Yeah,
and then all this stuff makes it worse. So I think that was part of it. But that's the first horror movie I've been like scared.
Well, it's the first movie I've ever watched.
It's the first movie I've ever watched that I wanted to leave the theater.
I had the hairs standing up on the back of my neck. It was the part, spoiler warning, the part where she is like up in his face and they're at his place.
Okay.
And then she like backs up.
Yep.
I don't know what it was about that, but like I got goosebumps. And I was like, whoa, like I'm freaked out right now. And I mean, we go see horror movies.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been watching a lot of horror movies recently, and
nothing does that. Like it's hard. Like now
really hard.
I know what like a top tier horror movie does.
Yes.
Like before that, I've just gone and like it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of freaky, maybe endings, whatever. But like that was legit.
Yeah. That movie was really scary.
And
it was it was just again, it was one of those movies where everything was good, right? The acting was great, the writing was good.
Yeah.
The writing was amazing. Well, really, it was simple, right? But it was really well done.
Oh, there's so much.
The directing killed it. Curry Barker is going to be.
He's gonna be special.
Yeah, he's already got 4 or 5 other movies.
Well, I'm excited for his Texas Chainsaw movie.
Yeah, he's already filmed another one. Like it's already in the can, and it's going to release next year, I think. And then he signed a deal for another horror movie with was it Blumhouse? I think. Yeah, and then Texas Chainsaw, obviously. I think he's signed to a comedy too, because his YouTube channel is really funny.
Well, he had good comedy in the horror movie too. I did like the whole concept. It just takes something so simple and makes it so interesting. I was like, man, and that girl is legit. She better get an Oscar nomination.
I don't think she's gonna get an Oscar nom, but she's
getting. That is amazing.
She's making bank out of this,
dude.
Though.
I mean, the back and forth, the different personalities, and something like I feel like I'd catch up more on when I watch the second time is when her real self comes out.
Yeah,
because I feel like at times when you're watching the first time, you're just like it's just crazy mind stuff, but like it's like her real self's in there.
Yeah,
and it's like when are those little moments where she comes out? And I think the parts where she like is like stabbing herself and stuff, like those are her real self.
I can see
because she's trying to like.
I think it depends on the scene,
but it could. I don't know.
I think certain scenes are, certain scenes aren't.
But
I would have to rewatch it. But it's like it is one of those things where it's like I want to rewatch it, but I've never felt more physically scared and sick in a movie theater ever.
Oh my! And it is just like and.
But also, I'm not gonna lie. I am early in my horror catch up phase.
Sure,
I did I did a crap ton of stuff this Halloween, and I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah,
30-ish days of horror movies.
Yeah.
I try to do a day every day, but it doesn't work usually. Yeah. But I'm going to try to do that again, so that'll hopefully help. But yeah, I don't know.
Dude,
I feel like I could definitely have that same feeling with
the guy.
Like Saw is so different. It's just that's like torture porn.
Saw?
Saw and that kind of stuff.
Saw's Saw's not even worth the.
No,
the first one's good.
And it's kind of like most.
But then it just like it becomes like a parody of itself at some point, you know?
That's why I feel like most of the horror franchise I watch.
And it's not even like quality gore, it's just gore.
Yeah, exactly.
But dude, Obsession, like
but that was like Obsession.
Holy smokes, man. And her just like in the shadows. And I was listening to some other people talk about it. It's like there's scenes where you don't even see her.
Yeah.
And you don't even have noise and you're freaked out.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Where she just like sits there with her smile. And he leaves out the duct taped door. He's like, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get out." Leaves, comes back, and she's just like gross. Been standing in the same spot for like 10 hours. That's so unnerving. Yep. That's how I felt. Like it wasn't like
unnerving's a really good.
Unnerving.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable watching this the entire time. I was so uncomfortable. I'm sitting there like watching like. Oh man, like what's
That's a good way of describing it.
Oh my gosh.
Is uncomfortable and unnerving.
It was so uncomfortable. And like
in the
the
good
little
way.
moments. In every like the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like if you think about like the restaurant scene early on,
Yep.
the party scene,
Yep.
all of those are just like, oh my, I just feel so weird. And I mean, dude, and I knew when he was going to meet
Oh yeah.
the other girl.
It was the
I'm
question
like-
is when
I'm
is
like-
when is she gonna die?
I'm like,
and how?
well, she's dead. Like I thought that was actually gonna be the climax. I thought it was gonna be a little
no.
bit longer, and I thought like more was gonna happen with just that. I didn't
Okay.
expect like for that to happen, and then they come back to the apartment, cover up the murder,
Yeah.
and more happen. I wasn't even expecting that,
Mhm.
but oh my gosh! And then like they're talking, it's like a real conversation,
Yeah.
and just boom through the window, boom, 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 boom on the brick. I'm like, whoa! Oh my gosh!
Mhm.
But something that I think what makes it like another level, two things that make it a whole nother level for me
Yeah.
are one, the scene where he's trying to leave
Yep.
and then her real self talks to him.
That was her real self?
Yeah, because that's what she was saying, like while she was sleeping,
Oh,
she
yeah.
was like she's asleep. This is me.
Oh,
you know?
that scene. Okay.
And then
Yeah, the sleep-
she's
yep.
like, kill me,
Yep.
like, and end this, whatever she's in, like,
Yeah.
and he's like that part, I was like, whoa.
Well, he was the villain. Of
He's
movie,
the bad dude, man.
Which is that's the cool thing
and
about
that's
it.
and that's the other like the part two for me. There is like the layers of that character,
And that's what it was, right? That movie wouldn't have worked if they didn't commit to him being the villain. If they would have stuck with the trope and be like, he's a good guy. He's just stuck this way. It's like, no,
yeah,
you did this, you fucker.
right.
You did this.
It is.
And then he just was, there's that one scene where it's like, I think everyone says this. It's a scene of like, I can't remember. It's like they basically go back home and they have sex out of nowhere.
And she is like
fully just laying
not
there.
there.
And
Just-
you can, and that's the point you can tell. Like that's the official turning point where it becomes complicated, right? Where he goes from, okay, maybe this
he
is
doesn't like
he knows what's happening. He doesn't,
and he's taking advantage of it.
He does not care.
And it's just like, and he's so twisted. Like
Yeah.
he's finally kind of getting what he wanted.
Yeah.
And he just every chance he gets to right his wrong in some way,
Yep.
he always chooses the wrong way. And
Yeah.
I think his ending is as
Eddie.
perfect as it needs to be. Like his
Eddie.
the ending where he is going to kill himself and end it because it's just
Yeah.
gone too far.
And he
And he chickens out
Yep.
from shooting himself. And then
He takes the pills and then chickens out again.
and then he takes pills and chickens out again, but then because she did a one wish willow, he doesn't get out of it.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, so he brought the one wish willow.
I didn't see her take
And then
that,
you hear it in the background when he first goes to try to make himself throw up, and you hear the noise.
Oh, okay.
So then he gets possessed because she wishes for him to be in love with her.
Interesting.
And so then he stops himself and he's like all, happy.
Interesting.
Comes out,
Okay.
And then they're together happy and then he dies. 'cause he
Interesting.
overdosed.
Okay.
And then like that whole end where she's like
yeah.
possessed there, and now she's back and it's just like, oh my gosh, what is it? Just freaking out.
As her life
And I mean, that's just, it's horror movies don't get endings good very often. And that was,
Yeah. that's
a good
that's
ending.
pretty
Man.
true.
That is a good, I mean, that is a satisfying ending.
Mhm.
I am, after watching, I'm like, that was a complete story. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, after watching that, I was like, whoa, that's changed horror for me.
Oh, it did. Well, it's changed the industry. That's the thing that's crazy about between that and Backrooms. I mean, it was all over you watched any of the channels who cover box office and stuff, but it very much, those two movies officially signal to Hollywood that like,
Hey, you don't need to spend a bunch.
well, it's that and it's the whole Gen Z filmmaker thing, right?
Yeah, young filmmakers.
Like looking back on it, because I was watching some people talk about it. I think I remember what his name is. I can look it up. It was one of the big guys. They were talking about how Hollywood will take this as a trend and try to seek out other Gen Z filmmakers. But they're like, yeah, that's how we got Kevin Smith and Steven Spielberg in the past. Is some guy made a fun movie that blew up.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to find a bunch of other young filmmakers.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith did his thing. He was that guy with Clerks. Same thing with Steven Spielberg, right? This is the first movie. I look at the actual stat, but everyone's talking about it's like the first movie since like the 70s, like the E.T. that has made more money. That made more money its second and third weekend than it did first. And it was like
I saw it like week 4.
Yeah, and it's like exactly. It literally made a good amount of money the first weekend, and then doubled that the second weekend, and doubled it again the third weekend. And it was the first movie. There was like I think 5 of all time that have ever done this, and it was like E.T., The Matrix, and I'm like, damn, okay. So this movie is good. It didn't make as much money as those movies probably, but like it's Gary Barker's gonna be a thing.
Oh yeah, I mean it is so.
And I'm like, hey, we got a new.
It was different level, man. I watching that and I'm like, wow, this is a special movie.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's interesting too because the big trend you see nowadays is you look at how horror movies are the new hit genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like comic movies are still a thing. Obviously, we're all comic book fans, and Star Wars is dead, sadly.
Yeah,
but. For what it was the Western, then it became the action movie, and then whatever it was throughout whatever
sci-fi
somewhere between the 60s and 80s. I'd have to look up the specifics. I probably could, but every generation has their genre, right? For ours, growing up in high school, it was comic book
movies,
and then nowadays, like everything, they become too oversaturated, and a new genre takes over, and it's very much horror, right?
Yeah.
Like the prestige horror is what is the big thing right now.
Yeah.
You look at all the big names in horror. People go out to see Robert Eggers. People go out to see Ryan Coogler with Sinners. This movie now, Five Nights at Freddy's. The big new movies are all just these random horror franchises.
Right. Well, and all these
interesting.
YouTubers that's like the avenue they're pursuing.
And I think that's what it is interesting. Like looking at it, because growing up on YouTube, right? The big things that have always popped off, and I think part of this is probably with how the algorithm works, but. Our horror stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the ghost hunting people that was a thing on TV, but it is everywhere on YouTube. With the horror video games is everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that the younger generations, and I think we're technically Gen Z.
Yeah.
But the people who are currently in high school, how all of their they're super into like indie horror.
Yeah.
Creepypasta stuff.
Because a lot of high schoolers aren't going to theaters unless it's something more particular. I feel like horror hits that more particular.
Well, it Obsession in Backrooms showed that.
Yeah.
It was the first movie. Well, Backrooms was the first movie in a long time to have 70% of the audience be that age.
Yeah.
And they were like, we can't reach these guys. And it's like, well, maybe what if we just hire somebody who's that age to make something with a franchise that those ages are interested in?
Yeah.
And maybe they'll come out to theaters.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Right. But yeah, Obsession was legit.
Yeah.
It was one of the best movies I've watched in a long time. I was blown away.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I just watched Longlegs.
Okay.
I checked that out. I was like, oh, I want to watch a thriller because I watched Disclosure Day, which I can talk a little bit about. And I wanted more from that. Like it was a thriller, but it really wasn't a thriller. And I'm like, I want a thriller. So I watched Longlegs. And then going from that to this, like Longlegs was entertaining and good. But this was like, oh, yeah, this is way better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so good.